This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English. Welcoming you to Daily Flash. We got today's talk and tomorrow's trends.
Yeah, we love making you a big part of our show. Sweet baby James, as Mitch likes to call him.
SBJ.
SBJ.
Yes. You can find us on over 219 stations across this great country, including the globe on the American Forces Network. Now, if you want to find out where we are in your neck of the woods, you can go to WFlashShow.com and click on where to watch it. You know what? I forgot those socials. You know, things like TikTok, Facebook,
Yeah.
and all that good stuff, right? So I say all this because I want you to comment on our question of the day.
Okay.
What's something new you want to try this year?
I think it's important that you find something new and do this, do something every time. I think it has to be
good
something
one.
new. I get my thing is I don't like telling because then I feel like I won't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know.
I have some things in my mind that I
Okay.
would like to try out.
All right.
But I think I think it'll help me out overall. Well, you guys know I'm trying to talk to people more, just going up to talk. So I guess that would be mine.
All right, so
I can
that's-
tell you that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I don't know, James. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of stuff that I'd like to try, like, yeah, if it's hobbies or if it's an experience or.
Yeah, see, how'd you get into
No.
doing? You got a couple horses. Like, how
Yeah.
did you get into doing that? Was it like, because that's not something you just jump into, right?
No, what the funny thing is I always loved horses as a kid, but my
Yeah.
parents would never indulge. You know,
I want a pony.
Yeah, too dangerous, too expensive. Where are we gonna put it? You're never gonna take care of it. Well, and like I was crushed. That's all they really wanted. So fast forward, 20 years later, and I'm on the phone with my sister, and we're talking. And she goes, "What happened to that horse thing? You always loved horses. What's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's whatever." And she goes, "Okay, well, whatever. But I think now's the perfect time to try it."
Yeah.
And so that was all I needed was that
That push,
of
yeah.
like. You know what? As a matter of fact, okay, I've got the time, and I'd like
you
to
realize
just
is,
explore
what
it.
am I waiting
What
for,
am I
right?
waiting for? And it was a wonderful thing to start, and I continue to do it to
Yes,
this
yeah.
day.
You did a good job now,
Yeah.
and you take care of a stable and everything.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
I love it.
I'm hard. And let me tell you.
You try so many.
I
you do
think
it
like I'm
every
constantly
day.
doing it. Only thing I can say is traveling to see suppliers for companies. I know, so it's
Explain
like
that because
so.
that
Okay,
sounds
okay,
very,
so
illegal.
right. I'm not going to Colombia. No, for different companies that we're working on, being able to go overseas and talk to the
Oh, okay.
suppliers
Oh, okay.
that we're using to create
your
these
side
different
business,
products,
your
and
hustle.
so on and so forth. Yeah, so because everything else, man, I think about it, I go after it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
one thing I
that's
admire
good.
about it is that
Yeah.
you being a Renaissance man or woman is really, to me, works better in life because you might not be great at something, but you tried a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And that helps you. Whatever, if you maybe didn't do well in one thing, you realize, all right, I didn't, so I know I'm not good in this area, and it helps you.
It goes to that. I never want to, and I tell my kids all the time that you don't want to live in the what if I
What if- yeah.
would
Yes,
have done this?
that
Where
state
would
of
my life
regret.
be?
Yeah.
Do it now and see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and that you're never too old or too young to do something. I think when it comes to achieving some sort of goal or plan or strategy, whatever you want to call it, I think it's important that you at least keep those nuggets, whether you try them when you're 10 or whether you end up
Right.
trying them when you're 30.
I don't know if it's a blessing or not, but when you tell while you were telling that story about the horses, is that if you have a dream about something and somebody tells you can't do it, it's
Yeah.
like, to me, that motivates me to do it.
Yes.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like, you're telling me why I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I can. And that's my motivation to really just to put
But
it
that's
up in
your
their face.
personality too, right? Because
Yeah,
you have a lot of
100%.
people,
Yeah, yeah.
they use that and they hear that, and I mean, it closes the door to anything else. So, you got to have that personality to say, you know what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it.
Liza, my wife, is really good at stuff like that. She tries anything, and that's just not her deal, but she tries. And
Yeah.
she seems to have, at least, while we're doing it, the best time that she can doing it when we're doing
right.
it. So.
And to see if it's something that
That
she'd
she
like
wants
to
to
go
do,
back
right.
to. I've been listening to one of the books by Scott Adams. He was the creator of Dilbert.
Oh, okay,
Recently
okay.
passed away, but he wrote a lot of like self-help,
I didn't know
motivational
that.
type books. They're phenomenal. But he talks about if you're struggling to find something to do or find your, vein of gold, think about what you were into when you were 10 years old,
Yeah.
when you were a kid. And that's something that you loved in that particular moment. And maybe that's something that you could bring back to the surface again for yourself.
Great example, Marvel. Comic books.
There you go.
See, they're all movies now.
Yes.
Multi-billion-dollar
Yeah.
franchise. Stuff that we looked at as a kid, reading the comic books. I
Yes.
have 1,000 comic books. So.
Yeah.
And now to see it in real life.
Amazing.
I tell and if you ever see me speak, I tell this story, and I'll quickly do it. It's two-part. I'm going to tell you the back end of it. So I asked my daughter Zoe when she was about 5, when she could talk and everything. I said, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And she says, "I want to be happy." And that was like,
That's
right?
awesome.
About when she was about 7, 8 years old, I wanted to see where she goes. I go, Zoe, if you could do anything in this world, anything you want to do in this world, but you wouldn't get paid doing it, what would you do? My hand to God, she goes, I'd quit.
That's smart.
All right, do what makes you happy, but try to find out how to make money doing it.
Right.
The little 7-year-old girl taught me that.
I would
That-
quit. Yeah, that's
Genius.
True
That's
story, I
smart.
swear
That's
to you.
smart.
The genius of the 7-year-old. Well, we recently talked about Norwegian Cruise Line. Remember this?
Yeah.
Enforcing a new dress code policy for dinner guests. Well, now a popular steakhouse is reminding guests that they need to show up dressed up, and they are finally starting to enforce
Where's this
it.
at? I'm going to go.
Yes, I know it
Ruth's
is.
Chris.
Oh, I already go there. I already go to Ruth's Chris.
Drawing renewed attention for its business casual dress code requiring proper attire in their dining room. Diners who do not comply will be asked to dine in their bar area, which is also great. So regardless of whether you're dining in the dining room, kindly remove all hats when entering the restaurant. That is posted on their website. It's been a rule forever. The following attire not permitted in our dining room: gym wear, pool attire, tank tops, clothing with offensive graphics or language, revealing clothing, or exposed
Well, I'm going to
undergarments.
go back with the reveal.
The notice has been posted
check.
on their website. It's been in their menus forever. They've always had this policy in place, but now it's getting enforced more often than not. Now,
Yeah.
of course, as you can imagine, people are taking up both sides of this issue, pros and cons. Those who disagree, well, they say the reason why they disagree with this whole dress code policy is they don't want to conform. They argue it should depend on the climate. And they say it creates an intimidating atmosphere. Now, those in favor say it's not okay to wear gym clothes out of the house. Step up your style game. Nothing wrong with that. And what's wrong with demanding better?
October 2nd, every year, that's my birthday, I figured out. And
You just figured that out?
Yeah, I just figured that out
Okay.
because I go to Ruth's Chris on my birthday.
your birthday.
And it's a big night for me. And they,
Yeah.
and they actually, you tell them that, they make it a little
do.
special for you. Here's the thing, I want it to be a big night for me, so I dress nice. I don't put a suit on or whatever, but I
nice.
take a shower. I go, this is my night out, and Liza knows this as well. And then when you sit down and you see somebody over here in sweatpants or whatever, that kind of ruins my
Totally.
night.
Yeah.
And I know that's like, well, it should be about me, but again, it's the social contract. It's going out to eat somewhere nice. The word is nice. It's not, your fast food restaurant.
So I'm going to tell you, chat just says 90% of fine dining restaurants have some form of dress code, but not as strict as Ruth's Chris. But what we're seeing is more and more people don't know how to behave once they leave the house.
Yes.
They think that they can wear and do whatever they want to. A great example of this was the Houston Rodeo. Everybody knows that they went to Houston
Yes.
over, for spring break, and it was such. Houston Rodeo is a family event.
Yeah.
You have young ladies wearing shorts that show their hind parts that look like thongs.
Yeah.
No, they were.
this is a rodeo, right?
It's a rodeo. It's a family event, and they were
okay.
dressing like they were going to a club.
Yes.
And you have so many people who are outraged about it that the Houston Rodeo had to say something and say, no, this is a dress code. So
Yeah.
now you have more and more people saying this is dress code. You can't come in wearing your PJs and doing
Yeah.
anything that you feel like just because you want to.
Right.
No, there's a certain level of decorum that must take place when you come into these
I love you
these
said
places.
Houston's. There is a restaurant that used to be named that. You know which one I'm talking
Oh,
about? It's got a
yes.
different name now.
Yeah.
So Liza and I went there one time, and we sat at the bar, right? And she had these sandals on and shorts. And it was the middle of summer or
Yeah.
whatever, but we sat at the bar.
So that's the climate part, which I can
Yeah.
understand that. Yeah.
We sat at the bar.
Yeah.
When I got a bill, I got a little card that said we have a dress code, and they said, we don't allow this, whatever.
Right.
And I appreciate it. What I didn't appreciate is they waited so
Until the very end,
Well,
after you paid.
They're not gonna
and
turn
tipped.
away the money.
Yeah. Real quickly, I should mention Chili's is taking advantage of all the brouhaha over this story. And they say the only dress code at Chili's is you have to be dressed. So they're taking advantage of
my
the headlines
gosh.
Chris is making and kind of tagging along, which is
kind of what I expect
Yeah.
at Chili's anyway
Yeah,
when
exactly.
I go there. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go there on my birthday. Here's our Brain Flash question. Which NFL team was originally called the Decatur Staleys? We'll have that answer right around the corner right here on Daily Flash.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's see if you got today's Brain Flash question right. Here is the question. Which NFL team was originally called the Decatur Staleys? All right. Well, if you know where Decatur is, you're probably spot on with your answer. Chicago Bears. There you have it. Well, as AI and layoffs shake the job market, many anxious workers are pretending to be busy so the gaze from a boss doesn't fall on them. Here with more insight is Tim Parody from Business Insider. Tim, great to see you. Some are calling this productivity theater. Why do you think it's happening?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I think there's a lot of pressure on workers right now, in particular, two big factors. Well, you touched on AI, but also rolling layoffs and then just the tight job market overall. A lot of people don't want to be out in this market. So they're thinking, what can I do to let the boss know that I'm locked in, that I'm grinding, and that I'm indispensable?
So in your opinion, and in some of the research that you've done for this story, how do AI fears drive this behavior?
Well, for a lot of workers, particularly desk workers, so-called white-collar workers, there's a fear that AI could replace them either whole or in part. And so there's this idea, like I alluded to, that you really want to show that you are, the company can't get along without you. And so we saw just last week, in fact, or I guess now a couple weeks ago, that the tech company Block laid off more than 40% of its workers in the name of AI. And so there is that fear, particularly among tech workers, that a lot of the work that I do could be done by AI, and especially in roles like coding, where just in the matter of months, those roles have changed substantially to where a lot of coders aren't actually writing code anymore. They're just acting more like managers or overseers, while the AI actually writes the code. So that fear, I think, is really driving some of this.
What would you say is the difference between being busy in the workplace and being productive?
I mean, I think we all probably know this, right? Somebody can look busy. They might be attending a ton of meetings. They might be sending a lot of emails. It might be a lot of messages in Teams or Slack or whatever you use in your workplace. You might have a lot of conversations. There are a lot of ways to look really busy. That doesn't necessarily mean that work actually moves the needle on getting things done, or say boosting sales or whatever your goals might be. And so, you can feel like you're doing a lot, but you might not actually be moving the needle that much.
And what would you say, how can this type of move, looking busy, hurt your overall job performance?
So I would say there's probably two factors there from the folks I spoke to. One is if you're doing all this, performative work, if you will, then you're not doing other things that might actually be more productive. So that's one aspect of it, just this sort of, using your time one way when you could be using it another way. And then the second aspect is just this idea that you could burn yourself out. You could just be so busy churning through all these things that over time you're going to wear down. And there's even kind of a related term that sometimes gets thrown around called presenteeism, where people who are not feeling 100% might even be sick or showing up because they feel the need to be there to be visible. And so all told, these things can add up and you can really, wear yourself down.
So what do you think, and again, the people that you've talked to, what's the best thing that workers could focus on instead?
I think one thing that's really important based on the folks I talked to is to really set clear goals with your boss and with your company, so that your goal isn't one person told me about it's possible to send hundreds of emails out to clients in a matter of minutes. That looks amazing, but it might actually not be all that productive. Instead of saying a volume-based goal, think of like, I want to close 3 deals, or I want to have X number of sales contracts that get signed, something like that. So these are demonstrable and they're concrete, but they're also focused on the result, not the method by which you get there.
I think too, part of it is that 8-hour workday. It seems to be sort of something that really isn't the best for everybody. It's about working smarter, not harder. So I think some people can get accomplished in 4 to 6 hours what might take other people 8 hours. Do you see those work hours or the tradition of work hours changing anywhere in the future?
It's a good question. There are a lot of critics of, these work hours that were really set when we were more of a manufacturing-based economy. And so a lot of people say with desk work and these types of things, you don't need to be working that much. And it's also hard to sort of to really burn that long all day without taking more breaks, things like that. There are a lot of proponents of, you've probably heard of the 4-day work week, where people say we could use automation and the AI tools to actually give us more time away from the office so that we could recharge. And then when we are there, we're more effective and we're not tempted to engage in productivity theater.
Tim Parity, so good to see you. Thank you. Great insight. We're going to post this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI. For more information, you can also head to businessinsider.com. Mitch.
It's time for this story that makes all of us just stop and everybody say, Mitch, please. By the way, the best way to look busy is like George Costanza. Again, another everyday we mention Seinfeld. Just look annoyed.
Yes.
It looks like I'm busy. Am I right or wrong?
That is true. Yes,
All
you're right.
Let's jump into Mitch, please here. You know, we got to have a very serious conversation about Doritos.
Ooh.
Not the flavor, not the dust that turns your fingers that weird color, neon orange, not even the bag. A viral post is making the rounds after someone opened up a fresh bag and it realized it kind of looked more like a science experiment than air pressure than a snack purchase. People are calling it, you've heard this term, shrinkflation, because while the bag still looks party size, the contents look, well, sorry, we tried. And yes, companies say the extra space is for cushioning and freshness. But when you hear and when people open it up and you hear this hiss, like you just released a weather balloon, and then you see a small pile of little tiny triangles at the bottom, you start feeling a little played. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
This is not about chips. We're about paying more for less and being told, hey, listen, it's all for your own good. If the half of the bag is just air, why are you paying full price? It's please. You're going to shrink the snack, you should at least shrink the bag so we don't feel like we bought a pillow with a side of disappointment on it, right? We deserve chips, not a treasure hunt. Mitch, please keep that in mind. They're saying the biggest problem with this, Jackson, is like when you buy them in bulk.
Yeah.
Like when you go to say Costco or whatever, and you get the big old bag, and then you go to the store and get the same comparable size, there will be far less in the box that you got at Costco than it would have been if you got it like as a POS before you checked out.
It's true.
So keep that in mind.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Each year, the New American Home showcases the latest and greatest in innovations and smart improvements. This year, it comes with a side of philanthropy. Take a look.
At the New American Home 2026, SKS and LG are not just showcasing the future of high-tech and luxury living, they're empowering a home with heart. This year's Show Home is a groundbreaking philanthropic platform designed to directly support Jonathan's Landing Foundation and its vital mission to create a comprehensive community for adults with autism.
I fell in love with this property, but I realized that I could do more than just building a home. I could build a gathering place. I can find a way for the community to come together and to support a cause that was very important to me, which is autism and providing housing and employment for adults with autism. We're going to provide the maximum services for each individual for the least cost to the families.
In the kitchen, for example, SKS appliances offer unparalleled precision and luxury, perfect for everyday cooking and grand-scale entertaining. For Jason and his son Jonathan, cooking has provided an avenue for communication, creativity, and lifelong memories.
This is a very unique home. We had a great team helping build it, and now we get to do all this great entertaining and bring people into the community.
So what makes this kitchen so unique? It has a 48-inch dual fuel pro range with 6 burners and a griddle, a 24-inch wine column, 30-inch fridge and freezer column, panel ready. And don't forget the 24-inch built-in under-counter fridge with drawers that can be turned into freezers. There's also a back kitchen for the ultimate entertainer with a 48-inch dual-fuel pro range with built-in sous vide and a combo wall oven with speed cook and steam. Within the New American Home, ThinQ technology acts as the intelligent core, seamlessly integrating everything from SKS's professional-grade culinary suites to LG's advanced HVAC systems, smart laundry, and OLED TVs. This creates an effortlessly intelligent, energy efficient, and truly connected living experience that redefines comfort and convenience. To continue to inspire others to connect through cooking and raise awareness for Jonathan's Landing, SKS has launched #PassTheApron. People are encouraged to film their own apron pass moment and tag others they want to nominate to support the cause. Learn more at SKS Appliances or visit sksappliances.com/pass-the-apron. And for more on the 2026 New American Home, go to tnah.com.
All right, thank you there, Jackson. Some trending news stories around here. An indoor water park making a splash with a bizarre twist on a classic milkshake. It's kind of wild. Visitors to the Great Wolf Lodge, been there many times. It's great. You could try a limited edition, ready? Ranch milkshake. It's topped with carrots, celery, whipped cream, and crispy chicken. The shake is a blend of vanilla ice cream and the ranch dressing. It's going to sell for about $3, $3.10. You can sip it or dip it, totally up to you. Critics claim the shake is the perfect example why America is struggling with obesity, and I can understand why. But it's also, if you're out on vacation, this is the kind of drink you have, right? I mean, just to
I'm with you
try
on
it.
that one,
You
yes.
don't go down to like, it's Wednesday. I need to go get my ranch milkshake. It's something different, and this is also a place that really is family oriented.
Yes.
If you've never been to a Great Wolf Lodge, they're awesome. They have indoor water parks and such. So let's keep it there.
Yeah.
No need to go anywhere else, and I'm sure they'll appreciate that as well.
Will it be showing up at your local state fair anytime
Yes.
soon? It probably will.
Yes, but again, that's a thing that you would go to with the families. So,
Yes,
right.
same with like deep fried butter sticks and Oreos.
There is the grossest thing I've seen at a fair one time. It was called a sundae. But it was a meal. So basically, it had like chicken, and the ice cream was mashed potatoes, and they made it like a sundae. So it looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it was a meal. But then I'm thinking, I'm at the fair, so
Yeah.
my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, calories don't count at the fair. That's why you
Calories
can
do
eat as
not
many
count.
corn
Yeah.
dogs as you like.
Because once you go on the zipper and you throw it all up,
That's
you're
why.
not going to have any calories
why.
left to digest.
And the answer is always yes if you want to go faster.
Yeah.
Right? Do you want to go faster?
That's true with the DJ.
My DJ, I gotta hurry up and get my strip club job after this.
And he always has a nice set of summer teeth.
some
Some
are
are
there.
there, some are not. Yeah, I don't know about this one, but I can certainly appreciate the creativity, so to speak.
It's something different,
Yeah.
by all means. And like I said, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks wonderful.
But I
on top of
think,
that.
like you mentioned, the meal Sunday, you're going into that thinking you're having a milkshake. So there's an expectation of sweet and delicious versus savory and filling, right? So it's like a psychological
I think
effect
it
when
is.
it comes to how it's packaged and presented.
And if you made a healthy version of that, made it look cool, I mean, I'm sure parents would jump
Yeah.
aboard on that because they'd be like, hey, I want my kids to at least have dinner.
Yeah. And whipped cream and ranch dressing, I'm not
No,
quite sure
I've
I'm there yet.
never
Yeah.
had that. Do you have like any? I have like weird combinations of things that you have to have. Maybe specifically using dressing. Are you a dressing person? You appreciate
Oh, I
that?
love like a blue cheese dressing. Yeah, absolutely.
Like with chicken, it's really good.
Oh,
It's not good.
God, yeah.
Try this. I know it sounds crazy, but in Mississippi, Catalina French dressing on pizza. It sounds great. It sounds like that ranch milkshake.
Yeah.
But it's really, really good.
Huh.
It'd make you want to just lay in bed and watch this show with no shirt on.
Oh.
Really nice.
There you go. Stay with us.
Like that, right there.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Before we do anything, we like to check in with our stations across the nation. James Alexander.
Hey, those 219 stations you're watching us on and growing, including American Forces Network. You can find us globally. Now, if you want to find out where we are in your neck of the woods, go to dailyflashshow.com and click on Where to Watch. Now, our local friend today
Yes.
comes from
Okay.
Harlingen, Texas.
Texas.
That's right, KRG TV.
KRG.
GV. KRGV. I should know it because it's home to a new Division I football team.
Oh, it is.
University
Oh.
of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
UT.
The Vaqueros.
Vaqueros.
If I'm saying that correctly, it's Spanish
Vaqueros.
for, say that again?
Cowboy.
Yep, there you go. Hey, Andrea
Hook 'em.
saved me. There you go. No, but UT, they're a brand new team and they're doing great. So
for them,
KRGV TV in the Harlingen Ticks.
It's over by South Padre Island, I believe.
Is it?
Brownsville?
Where the party island is?
Yeah, it's near Brownsville. I know that, but I believe I might be wrong on that, but yeah. I would check it out.
There's a ton of stuff. You know, Brownsville was over there too. So I want to leave out Brownsville. But it's the gateway to the Rio Grande Valley's famous tropical trail, a historic scenic byway lined with birding trees, citrus groves, and nature's preserves.
Oh, very
Very
nice.
That's all I got. I gave you rest.
Okay.
Thank you there,
There's a lot of
Jay.
stuff happening down there.
Good stuff.
All right, y'all, this one, it kind of hits hard, and you hear about it all of the time, especially here on this show. And it's not just some random thing that's going on. We're talking about these trends that are popping up on TikTok and what we should do with them. A family now speaking out. Their daughter, their only daughter they had, followed this TikTok trend. It's called the Blackout Challenge. Yeah. Now, I have to, in all full disclosure, this is nothing new. I remember doing this, but we didn't have TikTok back in the 70s. But basically, it's a choking challenge where kids will basically make themselves pass out. And it blocks off oxygen to the brain. Kids pass out for only a few moments or whatever. Their daughter had died. Some of them, you can just basically lose unconsciousness, which is what's going to happen. You'll have brain damage from this. And sometimes, and in this case, death in minutes. Now, we bring all of this up because, number one, this is a trend that's on TikTok right now, has been relatively big. So the question goes, the parents are like wanting answers. First off, you can't monitor your kids 100% of the time. You can just hope that they do the right thing.
Yeah.
Should TikTok have some kind of responsibility in this girl's death?
Yes.
Yes, and
I
tell
agree,
us about
100%.
that. Why?
Well, the challenge I have is that they're promoting this on their social media feed, and it seems like they'll flag you if you have the wrong opinion about something and shut down your account. But they're okay to allow these kids to continue to post about these dumb challenges. Now social media will say, well, we can't monitor everything. Well, you do monitor enough of it to where if you don't agree with somebody's opinion, you cancel their account. So why aren't you monitoring this stuff?
Because people are not suing and they're not being held responsible.
Should
Had
sue.
they be responsible? Then
Yes. And it all comes back to, and I can't think of the legislation, but when the World Wide Web became very popular back in the 90s, there was some legalese that was presented to protect these social media companies so that they would not be responsible. They're just providing a host site, and you are responsible for the content that you post on there. However, that could be changing, and I think it should be changing.
100%. If I went on the air right now and told somebody to do something illegal and they did it, guess who they would come after? I think there was a thing called January, I'm not going to throw this in there, but the January 6th thing, there was this whole thing about one person saying something, and I'm not taking sides either way, but that's, if you look at it this way, you're telling me that if you're TikTok, if you're Facebook, if you're Instagram, whatever, and the thing is called the choking challenge. You can't put a search for the word choking and find it and then delete it and make sure it doesn't?
Yeah.
You telling me you can't do that?
Yeah, I'm just saying, just from the TikTok side, looking at some of the things that we were talking about, let's look at the Communications Act. The Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act is what protects them. And they're looking and working to fix the algorithm to get that out.
They have to.
We want to know your thoughts. Send us an email. We want to hear from you. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson as we look inside the lifestyles of the rich and famous and some celebrity real estate.
Okay, let's do it. We're going to start with Marilyn Monroe's former Palm Springs home. It is on the market with a $3.3 million asking price. It is known as the Marilyn Monroe Dollhouse. The mid-century modern masterpiece was owned by the screen legend until her death in 1962. Looks gorgeous. Constructed only a year before her passing, the home includes 3,000 square feet of living space. Features 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It has a spacious living area with a fireplace, dining nook, retro bar. Sliding glass doors frame the main living space and open out to a patio.
That's beautiful.
Pool, hot tub, and a fireplace.
I like the openness of it and the fact that it's Marilyn Monroe's. Like people would come over just for that,
Just for that,
right?
yeah.
It's really, really cool. We move on now to a guy, well, we can't understand, but we can't understand how great he lives. Bob Dylan. His former Harlem home finally has a buyer. The Lamb Revival Townhouse served to Dylan for more than 14 years. Some wallflowers were grown there. That's a long stretch.
Whatever
if you can
happened
figure
to Jacob Dylan?
He came back for a little while.
He came out.
He came out and came back. Right. Actually returned to the market back in August 2025, $3 million. Dylan purchased the residence in '86. He lived there until 2000. The spacious 5-bedroom property. It's got 4 floors and a cellar.
That's pretty.
The interior has a giant ceiling, 6 fireplaces, unique hardwood floors. Modern amenities include a big wine fridge, original stove, and a contemporary chef's kitchen. Final price and the identity of the new owner has not been revealed.
That's beautiful.
It
Too many
is.
stairs for me, though.
True.
Yeah. A stunning mid-century Los Angeles home once owned by Olympic gold medalist Shaun White has hit the market for close to $5 million. White purchased the home back in 2018. Built in 1955, the 3-bedroom, 2-bath spread is around 2,000 square feet. Features floor-to-ceiling glass windows that frame the city's skyline. Absolutely gorgeous. Inside
Look at those chairs.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great? Inside, the custom furnishings were handcrafted for each room, come with designer fabrics. There's also a 2-car garage with a Tesla charger. Garages can be tough to come by in Los Angeles. The house has a new roof, new windows, wide plank floors, custom walnut cabinetry. Chef's kitchen features a custom banquette with panoramic views. Even the exterior is wrapped with flagstone terraces and landscaped grounds.
Sean, I just want you to get your hair back. I loved his long curly red
Really?
hair.
I like the short.
I mean, he looks great, but like
Yeah.
the Olympics, I was like, where's the Sean that I remember?
Yeah, I
But
know.
hey, who cares? He's got a great house,
Yeah.
right? Booze Baron John Frank's massive Connecticut estate with a secret, I don't know how you make it a secret, 30-car garage and go-kart track finally now under contract. The 10-bedroom, 14.5-bath home listed $25 million, built in 2009. It includes 18,000 square foot main house. It can host 250 guests for events. The estate is surrounded by mature trees and rolling lawns. That means they don't laugh at penis jokes. Adults. You know. The main doors open up to a grand entrance with a double staircase that leads, and we do laugh.
We do.
Separate wings. The large chef kitchen anchors the home, along with a family room and a dining room. Main bedroom suite. It features a terrace overlooking the gardens. It has every amenity you could think of, including a wine cellar and a golf simulator. Now, outside, it features 2 pools, a separate pool house, 2 bedrooms, with a changing area and entertainment space. Another original structure on the property is used for staff housing. I want to go back. You said so in LA. I know you used to live out there. I lived in San Diego, but the garages aren't that big. It's just the houses.
Because there's a lot of homes that were built in the 50s and 60s with carports, not garages.
Which the house I'm in now has a carport. That makes sense.
So garages can be tough to come by.
Okay.
So it's definitely a benefit. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine so, especially nobody walks in LA as the songs
That
go,
is
right?
true.
So you would want to protect your car, and then street parking is such a big deal.
Yeah, what a nightmare. Yeah. I love that home, but I just can't imagine the maintenance.
Right, and then a 30-car garage, like, again, talking about showing off your cars, it's underground and you can't find it. But hey, if you got the money, you got to spend it on something.
That is true.
We want you to spend time with us. It's free. More of today's Talk, Tomorrow's Trends right here.
Good real estate right
Good
here.
real estate. No need to go anywhere.
For generations, mankind has depended on one sacred device, the home television, a portal to laughter, heartbreak, and that one weird British baking show you swore you'd only watch once. But after 5 long days of labor, housework, and endless carpool lines, one question still haunts humanity. What do you binge this weekend? Fear not, the experts are here. Join Daily Flash every Friday for Streaming for the Weekend. Because life's too short for bad TV. Streaming for the Weekend every Friday, only on Daily Flash.
Streaming for the weekend.
All right, this is interesting. While AI tools actually can help job seekers kind of polish their resume and customize application, they're also making it a little bit more difficult for companies to identify the right talent. Bill Driscoll, he's from Robert Half. He's joining us with more. Bill, tell us, how is AI actually changing this job search and even the hiring process?
Well, everyone thinks AI is the answer for everything.
Yeah.
It's not. There's a new challenge. AI-generated resumes are cluttering companies' inboxes, and it's taking more time to sort truth from fiction. Nearly 2/3 of the hiring managers we talked to said AI is actually making it harder to hire.
Wow. Share some of the top tips that you got for us, maybe for those job seekers, on using Gen AI.
Yeah, first, double down on what AI can't replicate: critical thinking, communication, and problem solving. Your human skills matter more than ever. Second, focus on relevant skills, not just the keywords of the job description. And third, use AI intelligently to prepare. Candidates can find so much information so quickly that used to take us multiple different sources and be really focused and really well prepared for interviews.
All right, you get these people that think, well, they're great, they're AI experts, and they go, I'm going to fool the company. But how can companies spot AI overuse and actually identify the right talent?
Well, so many resumes now look identical. They mirror the job description. They're using the same words over and over, and candidates can't back up what AI has created. Those are all red flags, and hiring managers are becoming more and more skilled at determining and seeing that.
You know, a lot of folks out there are looking for new jobs. If they want to find out more information about this and more, where can they go?
Come visit us at roberthalf.com.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Bill. Appreciate it. We're actually going to post this link and this interview on our website. You can go there at dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
As National Nutrition Month comes to a close, registered dietitian Meriden Zerner joins us from Smoothie King. Meriden, she's got 5 simple tips to help prioritize your nutrition. Hi, Meriden.
Yeah, and you know, even though Nutrition Month is wrapping up, prioritizing nutrition shouldn't. We can really focus on these quality ingredients, the protein, getting an adequate fiber, those small habits. Let's take that into next month and make it kind of a year-round adventure. And then remember that nutrition has to work for you. There is no one size fits all. It is very helpful that Smoothie King offers customizable options. That's where Smoothie King fits in. Maybe you want to get the bowl. Maybe you need to get that ready to go quick smoothie. This is how you turn healthy intentions into sustainable habits. And know which quality foods really power your day, right? That's the fruits, the vegetables, the yogurts. These are whole food carbohydrates, and that powers your day. You can get that in Smoothie King's new high-protein Greek yogurt smoothies. You've got delicious flavors: strawberry banana, strawberry blueberry, pineapple mango. These provide quality ingredients, 10 grams of protein, and their new high-protein yogurt bowls have 32 grams of protein, and that will absolutely keep you fuller longer.
So how can you help us prioritize nutrition on a daily basis in our lives?
Yeah, it's the little stuff, right? It's these habits when they come together consistently. So when you can consistently get in that scoop of protein, when you can consistently add some Greek yogurt to your favorite smoothie, you're going to see that add up over time. And remember that these smoothies don't have any artificial colors, flavors, preservatives. Many smoothies have 0 grams of added sugar. And that's how Smoothie King is going to help you get that balanced and sustainable nutrition. They've been doing it for 50 years. They've got this vision to make the world a better place by nourishing healthy habits.
Excellent tips, Meriden. Where can we go for more info?
Go into your local Smoothie King store or download their app. They do all the nutrition work there, so you don't have to.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll make sure to post this information on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Okay, moving right along. Joining us now is ChatGPT power user and mom, Megan B. Murphy, with how teens use AI tools like ChatGPT responsibly and with the right safeguards in place.
I'm excited to be talking about this because I use ChatGPT all the time. My husband uses ChatGPT. My teenagers and their friends use ChatGPT. And that's what I want people to know. AI is already a part of our teenagers' everyday life. Safety is so important. And ChatGPT has a lot of protections in place for younger users. They're not going to get served up content that has, mature material, explicit content. They're not going to get served up risky online trends or extreme beauty ideals. And there are these parental controls. So as a parent, my teens' accounts are linked to mine so that I control how they're using the tool. You can set time limits. You can set quiet hours so it can't be used during school or at bedtime. And you can turn off features like memory. And for more information, visit chatgpt.com/parent-resources.
There's a new attraction out there for the entire family. Check this out.
Lego Galaxy, an immersive space-themed land, just opened at Legoland California and Florida resorts and is the largest ever single in-park investment.
Galactic Coaster is the park's first ever indoor space-themed roller coaster, reaching speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. Riders design their own Lego spacecraft, selecting the nose, tail, wings, and special element using interactive touchscreens and RFID wristbands.
Go to legoland.com to book your visit.
The tax deadline is quickly approaching. Here's what you should know about the new changes to tips, overtime, and deductions, and how it might complicate your return.
Tax season is at the midway point, and millions of Americans still haven't filed. The federal deadline is April 15th, and experts say new tax changes could make filing more complicated. With more, here's Mark Stieber, Chief Tax Officer at Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
This is not a year to wait. With new deductions for tip money, overtime pay, and more, tax refunds are higher and many returns are more complex than in the past. Filing now and working with a tax professional gives taxpayers a chance to avoid errors and get help if they run into questions.
Workers with gig income, multiple jobs, and significant overtime may face added challenges under updated rules. Gathering tax documents ahead of the deadline can help prevent delays or amended returns.
Start by collecting your W-2s, 1099s, and records for tips or overtime. Then double-check deductions. If you're unsure, a qualified tax professional can help you file accurately and with confidence.
For more tax tips and filing resources, visit jacksonhewitt.com.
And we'll make sure to also post this information on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Don't just sit there. Come hang out with us online. We're all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. You name it. Just search Daily Flash Show. Jump into the fun. Of course, you can always sound off by dropping us a line. flash@dailyflashshow.com is our email. And we love your responses.
We do.
James.
Yes.
They're coming in.
We got to talk about the first question of the day, which is today's question is, what's one thing you're looking forward to this week?
I said my wife has been out of town, so I'm looking forward to her coming back. But I got to be honest, I get to eat my kind of pizza and all the bad food.
Oh,
No cauliflower crust.
No cauliflower crust.
Okay.
And Thursday is recycle day, so I throw all of the Dr. Pepper
evidence?
cans and the evidence away. I do. And
She has a
none
great
the
sense of
wiser.
smell. She probably smells it in the house
Well,
when she walks in.
We have cameras to our house. I have a feeling she checks me
knows.
all the time.
She totally checks.
In my underwear.
Yeah.
Like that bump out we have with the guys in
Yeah.
bed. That's me.
She's got one of those cameras in a picture frame you don't know about.
100%. She's about to keep it a whole
Of course she is.
library of
James, you've got some comments. What are people
Yes.
saying?
Here's a couple of comments from last week's question of the day. Thanks to our Flash family on TikTok. The question, what's something you thought you'd never use but now love?
okay.
Now, Jasmine says, honestly, grocery delivery apps. I thought it was lazy.
Yes, Jasmine.
But now it saves me so much time and I avoid impulses to buying snacks I don't need.
I never thought of it. That
That's
is
a great
true.
point.
I do, however. They know that on the app. They'll
Yeah.
say, you bought apples. You might as well buy peanut butter too, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like Amazon does. And then I wind up throwing it in
But
my.
you know, the grocery stores count on those impulse buys. That's why they're stacked with everything right there.
I love they
check
call
out.
them POS, which is point of sale.
Yeah.
But that's not what POS means.
All right, we get to Marcus. Marcus says noise canceling headphones. I used to think they were overhyped, but now I can't work, travel, or even relax
Amen.
without them. Total game changer.
All right, folks, you can sound off and we can share your comments on there. Anything that we've talked about, by the way, throughout the week, anything,
game.
it's okay to go back and just ask. Our website's up and running for you right now.
DailyFlashShow.com. That's how you get a hold of us. That does it for us today.
Man, it sure does. Y'all take care. We will see you when we look at you. Bye-bye, everybody.